Alright, what's going on, guys? So we're going to be removing the full wrap on this vehicle right here. It's a BMW 7 Series that I wrapped about 2.5 years ago, and we're going to see how it comes off right now. I'm going to take most of it off without removing the parts, then I'm going to go in and remove the parts later. But let's start off by removing the hood. So this car was just dropped off. The hood is nice and warm, and we shouldn't have to add a lot of heat to it. Now, if you're just joining into the video now, this car looks a little bit dirty because it is. It hasn't been washed, not one time in the entire time the owners had the vehicle. So definitely could have benefited from a ceramic coating, which would have been, which would have helped. But I mean, the wrap isn't stained. So I'm going to use, I got a new heat gun from Steinmaker Tools, and we got a Steindl Heat Gun. They sell this, it's amazing, and they even got a little magnetic bracket that goes on the side of it. Sorry, I'll just turn it off for now. Little magnetic bracket that goes on the side of it. You can slap that on the car and I don't drop my heat gun anymore. Pretty awesome. So not everything on this car is magnetic. The doors are not, the fender is not, but the quarter panel is. So we can use it to an extent. What we can use are the gecko patches to stick on the surface of the vehicle, and then stick the heat gun to that. I have a really large gecko patch that they gave me purposely for the heat gun. So I haven't even looked to see how far I've wrapped around the edge. I'm actually going to look right now. So this is why I try not to wrap too far around the edges. No, so we do as I always do, right on the edge, right? Like, I don't mess around. I don't put in an extra ½ inch of film. This is going to be so much easier when it comes to removal, guys. So let's keep that in mind. All we need to do is start lifting this film off. We're going to soften it a bit with some heat. Don't burn yourself. I'm just getting a corner down here. Alright, I'm going to get it going right now. I'll put the hood back down. You know what? It doesn't need to be up. So when I did this car, I never took the front emblem off. I wrapped it with it on. I was just looking at why I didn't take the front emblem off, and it seems to be stuck on there pretty good. So we want to be a little bit more careful when, so we're going to end up working, sorry, let me finish that sentence. We're going to end up working around the front emblem again, unless I can figure out a way to take it off, but I don't think we need to take it off because it's easy to wrap around it. So we want to be a little bit careful when we are removing the film. We don't want to pull too much and too hard. We want the film to be coming off smooth, not rough. So by that I mean it shouldn't be making loud sounds when it comes to removing it. So we can just get it up from the edge. So you can see the huge difference. If I had a lot of film under this edge, it would be a massive difference when it comes to removing. I'd have to remove the entire underside, and I wouldn't be able to just roll the film from the edge over, which I'm doing right now. So once we get it off most of the edge, we'll be able to just run it off the rest of the way. The hood is probably going to be, like I said, the most baked on as far as wraps go, simply because we have the sun beating down on it, and on top of that we have the heat from the engine. Turn this up a bit, actually, it's a little bit low. There we go. So it's coming off pretty nicely. Doing this alone, one hand. You'll probably have some sore fingers if you're not used to it. could use an infrared heater, I suppose. The infrared heater will be a lot more beneficial on your vertical panels as opposed to your horizontals, because it'd be a little bit difficult to reach the horizontal with an infrared heater and you're not getting in your way. So here we go. We're going to go around the emblem. So mainly heating up the edge is going to help it come off the edge really nicely. You can switch hands if you want to. Hand might get a little bit tired. It's a big job. It's probably going to take 3 or 4 hours to remove this. I'm not going to show you the entire removal because it's going to get really boring. There's only so many videos I can do on removing the film. So, but I will show you a bunch of it, and if there are any issues, obviously I'll show you those as well. I'm hoping that there's not. So when like issues being like paint lifting, paint should be good, it's original. So the only one is the front bumper. That front bumper has been repainted, so we're gonna have to be a little bit more careful when it comes to install or removing that. And like I said, when it comes to removal, you'll know if the car has been repainted or any panel has been repainted because it will have primer under it. Manufacturers don't use primer under their paint. They spray straight onto the steel or aluminum or whatever the panel is made out of. All right, so that is off. So what we have to do now is what we can start doing is start drawing the film back. If I heat too much, I'll put my hand through it like that. This is one of the most difficult pieces, like I said, because of the surface area that's making contact with right now. It takes a bit more time. It looks fantastic, right? I just want to get this far enough where I can start pulling it from the other side. I just can't reach. It's a massive car. I'm going to start warming this up. And what I'm going to do is just slap that there. A little bit of adhesive right there. If you go in large sections, I find that the adhesive is going to be a little bit more predominant when you remove the vinyl. So you try to work smaller sections. These little bits just rub right off. They're super easy. So there's some speckles there I'll show you afterwards in case you can't see it. And obviously when it comes to removal, let's try to remove the hood first. That way we're not leaning on the paint, on the original paint. Just take your time. Probably almost far enough to start pulling it from the other side. Oops. It's gonna be much easier once I'm able to pull it this way. Instead of pushing it and now I'm pulling it. I wonder how long it's been. I guess it's going to take 10-15 minutes. So then you can see why it's going to be about 3 hours to remove the whole car, right? Like I said, this is going to take the longest for panels, for the most part, other than maybe the bumpers. The doors and stuff are going to be super easy. probably gonna have the guys help me out when it comes to removing it just to get it done.
So again, this is paint safe wrap. For those of you who are wondering why you would wrap a car, well, we just protected the finish on this, the paint on this car for the last 2.5 years. And everything's original. So super awesome. So you got a high-end car, it's like, why would you paint a high-end car? You wouldn't paint a Lambo. You know what Lambo wants for a matte paint job? They want like 25 grand. Buy your Lambo in black if you want a matte black paint job, and get it wrapped matte black for a few $1,000 bucks. If you got a Lambo. But I see no point in spending 25 grand on a paint job. It's just outrageous. We're talking US dollars too, so for those of you who are Canadian, that's what they charge in US dollars. Awesome. One last little bit right here. That's it. Slap that on there. Let's have a look at the condition of the paint up close so we can see. So as I mentioned with the adhesive, we do got a little bit there. You can see the speckles. Right? I'm trying to have the camera focus. There we go. They come off though, look, see? And this is really low amount of adhesive. I was expecting some, but this is really nothing. There's a couple of little ones here and here. That's nothing, I don't think. Scuff mark in the paint, and that's a stone chip from before. That's why you wrap the car. You don't get those stone chips. Cool. So all this little bit of adhesive just comes right off. We're gonna have to prep the car obviously right when we're done and get it nice and clean. So one panel done. We're on our way to the rest, guys. So I'm gonna cut this video short at this point right here for the hood. If you enjoyed the process of the removal of this, then give it a thumbs up. If you guys wanna see some more removal of this car, hit the subscribe button. I will do more. And like I said, the hood is probably one of the most problematic areas when it comes to removing film. It's going to have the highest chance of leaving the most adhesive behind, simply because it's a horizontal surface while the sun is beating down on it, and it's also being heated by the engine itself. So this came out great. Avery is a top-notch film, and you know, we didn't have to worry about anything when it came to removing this wrap. Anyways guys, I hope you like it. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.